What's up, guys? Welcome back to another special episode. This one is going to have quite a few guest stars, many of which you guys are very familiar with. And of course, Mini Sintastic is joining me for the episode. But this is a topic that I've actually wanted to tackle for a while. It's stuff that I've been noticing in the retro gaming community as a whole that's been bothering me, and I've wanted to discuss the general topic. Specifically, I wanted to discuss basically bad trends that I've noticed in the retro gaming community, and what brought this topic to light for me personally was something that happened in a Facebook group with my buddy Scott Grimsey42. And what it was is somebody was selling, some game, and it was relatively reasonably priced. It was pretty much eBay value, which, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. If a person wants to try to sell it for that, whatever, more power to them. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. But the person literally got attacked verbally by some other gamers on this post, and Scott, he came to the person's defense, and then he got attacked, and it just became really really pretty ugly. So it got me thinking about like some of the things that have just been bothering me about the retro gaming hobby in general. One of which is basically the trolling.
That's like your only hobby, man.
I got a lot of hobbies, actually.
Like what?
Like watching sports.
Isn't that a hobby? That's something you do.
Well, isn't a hobby something you do?
Well, do you have any other ones?
I like movies.
That counts as watching television. Continue.
Yeah, whatever. So anyways, lost my train of thought. So I wanted to basically do this topic, and one of the things that I've noticed in the retro gaming community is the trolling on Facebook, which I think has gotten completely out of control.
You're cyberbullies!
Yeah, it's basically...
Like his father.
Yeah, he's a little bit. But it's really gotten out of control. Where I don't ever try to sell or anything on those pages. It's gotten, it's a lot of anger, it's a lot of hostility. Everybody's an internet tough guy on there. So that's definitely something which I've noticed is going in the wrong direction. Another thing which I've noticed is, and it's a completely different thing, and that's stores like Goodwill. They started pricing things per eBay, or at least they try to. I mean, they're pretty easy to catch them slipping on prices because they're not that careful about it. But, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever, you could just go in there and they'd have everything priced the same, $1.99, $2.99. Now, they try to go on eBay and figure out what eBay's charging, and that's what they price on at Goodwill. That's completely ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
So those are the things that bother me. But now my friends who I've asked to share in this discussion are going to share their opinions on the matter as well. I mean, I don't know, you're not really into the whole retro gaming scene, but, do you have anything that bothers you about retro gaming?
Yes.
What's that?
Nerds like Nate and Scott.
They're not nerds. Yeah, maybe they are a little. We're all nerds. Yes, the whole thing is overrun by nerds, which that's actually probably a good thing. So anyways, here's some of my friends who were kind enough to basically help me out on this video, share their opinions on the matter. So here you go.
How's it going, guys? Grimsey42 here, and I wanted to touch base on one thing that I've noticed, a bad trend, if you will, among the retro gaming community, and it's something that's bothered me for a long time, so I figured I'd talk about it a little bit. And basically the topic I'm picking is judging other gamers or the choices that they make. And one thing I'll see in particular is somebody who's specifically a collector or specifically a gamer bickering with the other of the two and saying, you know, like, why do you just collect, or, you know, you're hoarding games, and then, you know, people getting at each other just about the way that they specifically collect. Like, for example, I'm a complete collector. I like to go for complete sets if able, and I've actually, you know, had criticism where people were judging, why am I purchasing bad games if I'll never play them? To me, it's about putting together a collection, almost a library, if you will. And at the end of the day, it's really about the individual's choices and what they enjoy. And I really think we should take a little more time to focus on the positive aspects of the collecting community and not so much on what somebody's doing differently than you. Because I've always found that those who do things differently than me usually inspire me or give me ideas on how I can go about my own path in anything, not just collecting. So again, I really think that we should just focus on the positive aspects and really stop judging other collectors and how they collect and why they collect and what they collect. So, you know, I think that's something that we could really take to heart and grow from. So anyways, guys, take care.
Hey, it's Nate from the Sprite Lovers here. One thing about the gaming community that has really been disheartening lately is this pervasive negativity throughout Facebook groups, YouTube comments, and even just face-to-face. I feel like things have kind of had a negative downward trend. You see it a lot when somebody posts something out of their own excitement to talk about, hey, check out this deal that's going on for this game that just came out recently, and somebody interjects and changes the conversation from whatever the topic was going to be to why I don't like this game and you shouldn't like it either. And I feel like those kinds of conversations are gaining strength. Another type of negativity you see is everybody wanting to talk about a game they think sucks, or the worst game, or this game you shouldn't play, or is overrated. And I think that like the conversation needs to change more about what kinds of games do you like, and sharing what you like with the rest of the world. And that way, because people have their own opinions and they want to talk about the things that they like and enjoy. And I feel like trying to drag down or change the conversation of a certain game to what you personally feel is directing somebody away from a game that they might personally enjoy. And I think everybody should really experience their own stuff.
Hey guys, Retro Rat here. Oleg had asked me to do this little quick clip, and I want to talk about, in the past few years I've noticed that more and more scammers have been coming out and trying to take advantage of people that are new to the hobby, basically trying to sell reproduction games that aren't specified as reproductions, trying to get full market value. The fact that eBay is allowing reproductions to be actually sold on their website when they're technically counterfeit or bootlegs. That is the biggest issue that I've been seeing in the past couple of years in the collecting. A lot of people are getting scammed. Be careful, guys, and thanks.
One of my biggest complaints with the hobby today has to do with convention settings. A lot of people just don't like the haggle for some reason, and that goes with both attendees and vendors. I love haggling, and I don't mind entertaining offers. If you don't like the price on one of my items, please make a counter offer.
I don't like how expensive video games are anymore. I wish that my little Samson, when I own the game, it's worth $2,000, but when I want to buy the game, it's worth $50. Every game should be what I want to pay for it.
I really just wish people would haggle and negotiate.
I don't think that Lethal Enforcers is worth $100. I'll pay $30. What's a good game that's worth $10? That's too much for that game.
Are you finished? I just really wish that people understood that it's a swap meet and it's supposed to be a fluid interaction between people.
My name's Gunstar. One of the big things in gaming that's in the community that's really bothering me at this point is the general trolling and the general negativity that comes out of a lot of the Facebook groups and the communities. It's really hard when you're just getting into it. You'll ask a lot of questions that people have asked before, and I can understand how if you've been here for a while it gets frustrating, but your whole usual response now is just to tell them stupid shit or tell them to, basically go figure it out themselves. And it's really kind of a harsh barrier when we're trying to always get new people to appreciate this stuff. I mean, I think one of the reasons a lot of us collect and try to preserve this stuff is that other people and future generations can see it. And if we're just telling, people that are into it to screw off immediately, then what was the point?
My name is Jay and I am with the Bad Graphics Gamers, and today I'm going to share with you what really tantalizes my testiculars about the retro video game community. First and foremost, it is scumbag resellers. These douche mongoloids go to Granny's attic and pay $1 for a Mario game that's clearly worth 20 schmucks, and then they turn around and sell it for more than they paid for it. What the hell are they thinking? Insanity! But honestly, it is the conception of resellers in the gaming community. We are looked down upon because we do this. It doesn't make sense though. You know what? Just look me right here in the eyes and tell me you've never found something cheaper than it was worth at a garage sale or a flea market and flipped it for more than you paid for it. That's what I thought. Everyone has done this. I love video games. Video games are expensive. How do you afford them? You go around and you look for games that are cheap, and then you resell them or trade them to get things that you didn't have. You see, all these delicious Nintendo goodies, whew, could never be bought if I wasn't finding Marios in Granny's attic and trading them and selling them, but that is the one thing that really does kind of bother me about this community. Besides that, love the gaming community. I have a ton of friends. I like people with the same interest. Awesome. Oleg, tell Scotty I've got my Metal Warriors here and I'm keeping it nice and warm and taking care of it. The top label's pretty nice too. Tell Scotty. Don't forget to tell Scotty. Peace out.
Hey, this is Casey the Game Nerd. You know what really grinds my gears? I've been noticing a trend lately. The last 3 years or so, there have been people mass emailing Craigslist listings in the garage sale section. They would start on Wednesday, start emailing people Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, asking for video games or asking for a private appointment to check out all their garage sale items before it even starts. So I admire the hustle, believe me, I do, because I myself hustle all the time, but it's not an even level playing field. And the fact that you gotta waste your freaking time emailing every single listing, man, that is just desperate or greedy. I don't know. I have a Monday to Friday job, so I don't have time to email every single Craigslist listing asking for items in a garage sale. And you know how I found out? Well, I've been noticing this trend when I go to garage sales and I ask for video games or electronics, something like that, and they're like, oh, I already sold it on Wednesday. On freaking Wednesday. What the fuck is that? Selling it on Wednesday? Who even emails somebody on a Wednesday post? So, rant over. I admire the hustle, but it sucks. It's too competitive, and it's only gonna get worse, guys. So, be safe out there.
Alright, you want a couple shitty trends right now in collecting and video games? I'll tell you my two or three of my least favorite. I am the manager of a retro video game store. One of the worst trends is all of these websites, news sites, CNN, running articles on video game collecting. And they make everything sound like gold that's retro. So people come in and they value everything in their mind like it's treasure, not realizing that a copy of fucking Silent Service, I have 20 of them in the back and I can't give them anything for it, and they get so upset. Kind of related to that happens is they want to buy everything at the lowest dollar, but they want to sell everything for the absolute maximum cost that they can. And all this does is fuck it up for everyone else. They want to talk about resellers, they want to talk about flea markets, but really, in a way, the community's killing itself by being greedy. And yeah, I wish I had a little bit more to say. I'm bad on the spot, but there you go. All right.
That I'm seeing nowadays is fake tarps, and you see them everywhere. You see them on eBay, you see them at cons. I've seen them at pretty much every con that I go to nowadays. I'll see at least one fake tarp, and what they'll do is they'll take, say, a Lickel. If they're trying to make a little Samson, they'll take a Lickel Famicom cart, which is considerably cheaper, put a Famicom converter on it, stick it in a donor cart, and then put a repro label on it and try to sell it as an actual Samson. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. And there's and it's with anything, when money starts getting really high on some of this stuff, you're going to have the charlatans, and you're going to have the people who want to take advantage of it, and the scammers, and you have to be aware of that type of stuff, because I'm seeing it more and more and more. And so, guys, watch out. Make sure if you're spending a lot of money on something, that it's legit.
What's going on, guys? This is Jay with the Game Chasers. Something that really is irritating in the gaming community right now is VGA grading. People think that once you get a game graded, it makes the price astronomically high. Well, first of all, prices are already astronomically high. But just because you get a game graded does not take a $100 game and make it a $10,000 game. That to me is stupid. I don't like it. So, that's about it.
All right, man. Thank you.